Hey there, I'm Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. It's been a minute since we've been here, right? So last week, I wasn't here because we had a little day off, and I was at St. Louis Cardinals winter warm-up. I got to interview some of the players and the fans, and it's always exciting to see everybody getting excited for Cardinals baseball. And this past weekend, I got to check out Monster Jam. You guys know Monster Jam, right? That's when those giant trucks run over stuff and do tricks. You may recall, back in the day, I actually got to host a Monster Jam in Sunrise, Florida, but this time it was a little bit different. I got to go over there, interview a driver, and they let me climb up into the truck. Now, I did try to convince the driver to let me take it for a spin, but he wouldn't let me. I gotta tell you, I feel like I'd be really, really good at that, because you feel so secure, like there's a bunch of roll cages and a bunch of seat belts and stuff. I feel like I could run over some stuff. We've got a great show for you today, and it is going to end with my guest, Stringz EMB. Now, I met him a while ago. He's a sinker, he's got hot sauce, he's got clothing, he's got everything. So he's gonna tell us where his next performance is and how you can follow along. So let's get started on today's Daily Mix. Tuesday, the musical Six makes its St. Louis debut at the Fabulous Fox. From Tudor queens to pop icons, the six wives of Henry VIII take over the stage, remixing 500 years of historical heartbreak into one epic celebration of 21st century girl power. The award-winning new musical is quickly becoming a global sensation, and it'll be right here in St. Louis, January 24th through February 5th. For a full list of showtimes, tickets, and more, go to fabulousfox.com. That looks like that one's gonna be a good one. This weekend, Mind, Body, Soul magazine will host the St. Louis Live Your Power Expo and Speaker Summit Series. The event is free to attend and will feature keynote speakers, a fashion show, and more than 50 vendors and some great giveaways. It'll take place this Saturday from 10 to 4 at Plaza Frontenac. To register and learn more, go to mindbodysoul.media. And for the first time in 3 years, the always popular Orchid show will return to the Missouri Botanical Garden. See thousands of vibrant orchids blooming in nearly every color of the rainbow in the garden's brand new Emerson Conservatory. The orchids on display will constantly be changing because different orchid species bloom at different times, which I did not know, and I'm very excited about. There will be a couple of chances to enjoy a special lighted viewing, along with live music, food, and drinks at Orchid Nights, February 9th and 23rd. The Orchid Show will run January 28th through February 26th during regular garden hours. You can learn more and plan your visit at mobot.org. The St. Louis Jewish Community Center biannual used book sale also returns this weekend. Thousands of books will be available for sale in every genre, from cookbooks, sports and science fiction, to mysteries, biographies, and children's books. And then everything in between. There's educational materials for parents and educators, multiple titles for book clubs, and various video and audio books will also be available. The Jay's Used Book Sale starts with a preview day this Sunday and runs through February 2nd. You can learn more at jccstl.com. The St. Louis Zoo will kick off a series of job fairs this weekend. Now, if you're interested in working part-time at the zoo, they are looking for both summer employees and those who have immediate availability mid-spring. They have positions open in several departments, including catering and food service, attractions, education, security, retail, and more. The job fairs will include same-day interviews and possible job offers for applicants ages 15 and up. The first 2 job fairs will take place on Saturday, January 28th and February 3rd from 9 to 12 in the Living World. For more information, visit stlzoo.org/employment. I bet you that's a really fun place to work, especially if you love animals. And can you imagine being security at the zoo? Because there's probably like overnight security, right? That would be pretty cool. Nobody else in there but you. Yoga Under the Stars is coming back to the St. Louis Science Center. Start the evening off with a 15-minute guided star show exploring the current night sky. Then you can enjoy a 60-minute yoga class that follows. The lights will be low, but the stars will be bright. Yoga Under the Stars is beginner friendly and will take place on Monday, January 30th at the James S. McDonald Planetarium. For tickets and more information, go to slsc.org. Now, you guys know I love to show you some movies that I saw. Well, a couple weeks ago, I took my dad to go see the movie Missing. Now, if you're into things like Dateline and like those murder mystery type of things, this is the show for you. I will say, however, I did take my dad, and he's not necessarily as tech savvy with the phone and the Siri and doing things on the computer, because there is a lot of that happening, but it's pretty cool. Check this out.
Let the police handle this.
I tried!
I'm not giving up on my mom.
Siri, call June.
Mom, this is FaceTime.
Oh, gosh. I need you to write a couple of things down. The car keys, I just said write it down. You're not writing it down.
Kevin and I are headed to LAX, and we need you to pick us up on Monday. Keep your location on the entire time I'm away.
No fun. Got it.
Who else got a lie to? Who else throw it back lie to? What else make them dead lie to? What else make them egg lie to?
Hi, this is Grace Allen. Please leave a message.
Mom, where are you guys?
911, what is your emergency?
My mom never came home from her trip. I don't know where she is. I'm calling about a guest you had.
Espere, ¿no habla español?
Does anyone speak English?
I'm sorry.
This is Elijah Park.
Please, I need your help.
The FBI doesn't have jurisdiction to investigate in Colombia.
So is there anything I can do?
The best thing you can do to help us is just wait by your phone.
Say hi, Mommy.
Hi, Junebug.
I'm not giving up on my mom. There's gotta be a way to find her.
¿Me escuchas?
I need you to go to this hotel and ask for their security footage.
The cleaning senora says she sees 2 American tourists at the hardware store.
What did he buy?
Just this.
You think he did something to her?
You're going through Kevin's email? You need to let the police handle this.
I tried, but we're running out of time. Who are these people? This woman calls him Darren. You weren't gonna tell me my mom was dating a felon?
You need to trust me on this.
Shocking new footage has leaked online.
No!
I have some questions regarding something we're looking into. Has your mom ever gone by any of their names?
What?
The strangest case I've ever seen.
There may be more than meets the eye.
There are some legit questions.
Hey, Junebug. There's actually a lot I want to talk with you about.
Oh my God, someone's here.
It is a pretty fun movie, especially, like I said, if you're into that Dateline sort of stuff. A lot of twists and turns. You'll love it. And what you're going to love now is I've got my guest with me, Stringz EMB. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me, Angella.
Now, I kind of told everybody you do everything. So let's kind of tell everybody all the different things you do.
I try. But first off, of course, I'm a husband and a dad. So that's job.
That's the most important part.
Of course, out of everything, right? But along with that, as far as my artistry, I'm a vocal recording artist. I co-produce everything. I'm a writer and singer, songwriter, of course. But as far as outside of that, I'm also a creator. And speaking of creating, I brought you something that I create.
You brought me something?
Of course. How can I come without bringing you something?
Oh, I've got to open it while we're doing this.
Yes, but it's my brand, Io Sono, which is Italian for I am, the most powerful statement in our vocabulary.
It is the most powerful statement, and this is why we got along so well. When I met you, you're very kind of law of attraction-y, what you speak into existence will
Exactly.
become into existence.
And that's exactly what my brand represents. So, as I was saying, it's not your size, but maybe you can sleep in it.
Hey, you know what? I can make this cute. We'll see this on an upcoming episode of the Daily Mix.
Let's get it,
Thank
baby.
you so much. That is awesome.
My pleasure, my pleasure. But along with my clothing brand, I'm the creator of Monster Sauce, which is it's pretty popular these days. Popular enough to where I'm sold out, and I couldn't bring you some of that. But next time,
No, that's good. We're glad that
you
you're sold out. So you've got the clothing brand.
Yes, ma'am.
You've got the Monster Sauce.
Yes, ma'am.
But I feel like the real passion is in the music.
Of course, of course. Honestly, I started singing to dig my way out of depression, and that's pretty much what it's been and what it still is. It was a way for me to just release everything inside of me, and it's just been working. People have been loving it, and I've been obviously floating on cloud nine. So.
Yeah, you've been performing a lot of places.
I have.
So where were you most recently?
Most recent, this past weekend, Atlanta. Right before that, Toronto.
I mean, we're not talking about just local around bars in St. Louis. We are talking going places. And Atlanta is kind of the music
It
head.
is, and yeah, so that was very, very big for me. And actually, I plan on going back like within the next couple of weeks. I made some serious connections on this last show, and that's my plan. I try to knock out a city, leave my mark, and make some connections so I can go back and then just add it to the journey.
Add it to the journey. Now, I also saw you over the summer performing at Busch Stadium before a Cardinals game.
You did.
And you had so many people there that wanted to see you and wanted to support you. And I also, because I hang out up there, I got to hear a lot of people say, new people that didn't know you go, oh, now I have to follow that guy. So
awesome.
it's something like that is pretty cool too, I would imagine.
Of course. I mean, being at Busch Stadium, who doesn't love the Cardinals? If you're from St. Louis and don't love the Cardinals, there's something wrong with you. But yeah, being able to perform in Busch Stadium, I mean, obviously the experience was amazing, but me being able to add it to my resume, I performed at the almighty Busch Stadium.
Right.
But yeah, it was a beautiful time for sure.
So what is the most recent music that you put out?
The most recent would actually be my EP, Black Summer. I dropped it August, and actually speaking of, I have my first video from my very first single dropping on my birthday, February the 28th, so be on the lookout for that. So
I like how you planned it on your birthday, too. So when we're going to play a little bit of your music on the outro of the show, but kind of describe what you would say your vibe is.
Honestly, I would probably just say, I don't know. It's just a vibe.
It is
pretty
definitely
much,
a vibe.
You have to be in the mood for Stringz, and once you're in that mood for Stringz, you can't get that feeling from anywhere else. So yeah, it's just a big vibe, really.
It's because it really is. You we're playing a little bit of you right
there you
hanging
go.
out. When did you realize, you said you got out of depression by singing, but when were you realize that you were a good singer, that this is something you were talented at?
Okay, so I've been singing since I was little. Nothing professional though. My very first performance actually takes me back to kindergarten. We had kindergarten graduation. I led the choir singing Lean on Me. So that was my very first performance.
Oh, cute.
Thank you. And ever since then, I have an older cousin, Drew. Shout out to him. He was the singer of the family and still is. And I guess hearing him sing, I was like, I can do that. And I just was going around the house singing, obviously a shower singer. We go into Walmart, I'm singing in the halls. And that's pretty much me, college and everything. But yeah, when 2014 came, I lost my job. Just got really, really deep and heavy, started praying to God, asking what was out there for me, and literally songs just started flowing through me. Been singing and haven't looked back since.
I really love the story. I mean, I'm sad that you went through a sad time in your life, but I love that you kind of asked for some help, and the help you got was music.
Yes.
So it just came through you.
It really did. So I'm just grateful. So at this point, it's my duty to just keep it moving. I can't say no to God, or he's gonna say, hey. So, no.
Is that where the I am and all that kind of started coming into play for you?
Indeed, yes, ma'am.
I love this. Okay, so what's coming up next? Somebody wants to come see you soon.
Yeah, actually.
Is there anything coming up locally?
Yep. The very next one would be February the 11th. I'm actually on the show with my brother, Larry Green. He's an awesome comedian here from St. Louis. His show is called But Baby, I Love You. It's part 9, so this is the 9th edition. He usually hosts it on his birthday. This is actually the second one that I've collabed with him, so he reached out to me, and so I'll be doing that. And then I have a few other things coming up here in the near future as well. So
Well, we got a graphic up there, right there.
Yeah,
so where is this located at?
This will actually be a central stage.
Okay.
This will be my first time on that stage, so that's always fun too. But yeah, it should be a very, very good time.
Is there a stage that you've been to and you're like kind of in awe that you actually got to perform there?
Let me see. Here in St. Louis.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah, all right, well, New York. New York, we did SOB, Sounds of Brazil, which is an extremely legendary concert venue, just in regards to just music, period, majors and everything. So being able to grace that stage was probably one of the most monumental ones that I've done so far. But we have some other things rolling, so stay tuned.
I love that. Are you able to, in that moment, like when you're at that stage that you're talking about, realize how special it is, or is it not until you kind of look back that you're like, holy cow?
That's an issue with me. And actually, speaking of one of the most, the biggest ones, the most recent one, Memphis Grizzly game. I performed it. I don't know how I almost forgot that,
how did you forget that?
I performed the pregame and the halftime show at the
That's
Memphis.
amazing.
It was huge, and that was probably that's definitely the biggest one. But at the time, it's always just a mission for me. I'm always thinking about being the most professional, the most artistic, or just the most entertaining for my people who's supporting all that. So that's all I'm thinking about. It's a mission. But after I finally get a chance to breathe and then look back and
and be like, wow, I did that.
I did it.
And I did a pretty good job too.
I did. I did. That one was amazing, really.
We've talked about the clothing. We've talked a little about the music. You're out of the monster sauce, but let's talk a little bit about the monster sauce, because I know it was very popular.
Yes, that's my baby.
A musician, an artist, where does monster sauce come into play?
Monster sauce, honestly, just as the singing, it was something I've been doing, just not professionally. I've been cooking. I love food and I love spice. So I've been that guy to where whatever city we go to, whatever country we go to, I want to be that guy. I want to try your hot sauce. I want to try your hot wings when we used to eat chicken and food and meat. But I want to try your hot sauce to see what you have out there. I got to that point to where there wasn't one that gave me that level of spice and that level of flavor to match. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to create my own. And I created it just for me. I ended up selling it at my show that I did maybe a couple years back at Diamond Music Hall. People loved it, but I think that night they bought it because it was my show. But I got calls shortly after wanting more. I was like, wow, what did I create? And from there, I just bowed. And the promotion was just them, like just being excited to have a bottle, and it just started rolling. And every show that I do, I take it and it sells out every show. It's crazy. Well, I guess it's good. It's good crazy.
I was gonna say it's a good crazy though. Sure. I mean, you wouldn't bring it if you didn't want it to sell out.
Exactly.
So people then, in addition to buying it because it was your show and they wanted that, they actually liked it enough that they wanted more, even when they weren't at the show.
It was nuts. Yeah.
So you've got this whole thing going for you. What?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that we've talked about the IAM and the putting things into manifestation. What do you want for your career?
Ultimately, I have a daytime job, but ultimately I want this to be it. I want my brand to be what supports me, what supports my family, what gives them everything that they can dream of, and just continue to grow and shed a beautiful light on St. Louis. Honestly, I started everything for St. Louis. My plan is, even though I tap different cities, I'm not leaving home. I want to blow from home and then bring it back to St. Louis. But yeah.
We love to hear that, of course. And I love how you always bring it back to being able to support your family. How many kids do you have?
2, Christian and Carter. Shout out to them.
And what are their ages?
My daughter is 9 years old. That's Carter. And my son is 11 years old, Christian.
Now, when they see you performing at these kind of venues and stuff, can you see that they're proud, or is it kind of like, oh, that's Dad, that's what he does?
It's kind of both. Okay, so the Memphis Grizzly game, my son is a huge basketball fan, and my daughter just loves cool stuff. She loves dancing, so the cheerleaders was really big for her. But that one, oh my goodness, their faces the entire time, big smiles, shiny eyes, so I could really see it. But we just left Atlanta, and they're like, is it over yet, Dad? Is it over yet? So it's kind of both. But I get it. They're kids, but they love and they appreciate it because I can see it in them. So
that's so cute, though, that you can see both sides of that's just what Dad does. And oh, wait, this one was really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
So let's remind everybody one more time where the next one in St. Louis is going to be.
Yes, so the very next one will be February the 11th at Central Stage. But Baby, I Love You, Part 9. featuring Larry Green as the comedian. So yeah, that should be really, really fun.
And where can people find tickets for this?
It's actually ticket links for Metro Tix.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
Metro Tix, yeah.
And then if somebody is probably watching, maybe they haven't heard of you before. I know that you've got social media, so let's tell them where they can follow you, keep up with what you're doing.
For sure. So same on all platforms is Stringz EMB. So it's STRINGZ on like YouTube. I obviously put the space between the strings and the EMB, but yep. And also StringzEMB.com. But yep, you just search me up, follow me, enjoy my journey, and I promise you'll be entertained.
Yeah, you definitely will like it. It really is its own perfect little vibe.
Indeed.
Stringz EMB, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
You guys definitely need to check him out. Now, after you check him out, you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can drop us a line at thedailymix@stltv.net. We want to hear from you. Let me know who we should have on the show next. And as we leave, we're going to play a little bit of your song.
Let's get it.
Thanks so much. See you next time.
I can't let the pressure. I can't let the pressure get the best of me, 'cause I want you to see. I won't let them question. I won't let them question my intentions. All I want to be is free. So let me go.